Hi everyone, this is Tracy from We Craft at Home. Thank you for joining me and happy Halloween. So I'm going to show you how to do a small trick-or-treat bag. I'm only using paper and I'm sure you must have some decorated paper, or I'm going to actually just colour some normal paper in and do some stamping on it because I fancy doing that. I've done some extra little toppers if you might want to use them. I think you only need the front one if you're going to use any, although to be honest I'm not sure you need any at all. And I am going to show you how to do a little tag in case you want that as well. The words are just from the canvas there, so I haven't done anything particularly special there. Let's get started and I'll show you how I've done it. So I've done it so that you can get 2 bags out of an A4 sheet. So the first thing we need is to do a rectangle, and the size we're going to do is untick maintain aspect ratio, and we're going to do 8 by 5.5, and then it's easy to cut out of an A4 sheet. So let's get all our score lines and cuts out, and then we can, it's really very simple. If you don't want to do it yourself, then you know, obviously it will be available in my Facebook group page. Okay, so let's put it on our X and Y so that they're both on 0, 0. So first of all we need a score line going across at 4.5. So check on your Y and make sure you've got it in the right place at 4.5. The reason for that is so that we've got an inch depth at the bottom. In case you didn't know, the little side panels of the bag have to be the same as the bottom, otherwise it won't stick together right. So now let's do our score lines going downwards. We need the first one at 1/2 inch. If you hold shift it keeps the line straight. So that's at 0.5. 0.50 on the X. We're looking at the X now. The next one we want is at 3.25. So 1, 2, 3. You can put it anywhere you like and then just change the, so look, if I just put it here and then just go to my X and change that to 3.25, it will put it in the right place if you find that a bit easier. Then 4.25, so we've got our inch side. I know I've done that wrong, but so quarter is always 2.5, and then the last one we want at 7. There we go. So that's all our score lines. Now we need to actually, so that you can see it, let's just, so I've grabbed it all and then I'm going to hold shift and click on the main box so we haven't got them, and then change it all to score lines, and there we go. We're going to move them around a bit in a minute because we need to take some bits out. So I need a rectangle, and then so the rectangle we're just going to use to take this piece out here because we don't need it. And what we want to make sure, let's get in a bit closer, we want to make sure that these lines are on the score lines so it cuts out where we need it to. There we go. And then we are just going to pick both the shape and this rectangle up and subtract. It's picked up a score line. Okay. Click on the rectangle, hold shift and click on the shape. And there we have our cut out piece there. What happened, if I show you, see it's a score line. If I try and subtract that, this is what comes up because it's open paths, because there's spaces in between. That is what that means, just in case you didn't know. Okay, so let's go out a little bit, not all the way. We'll come over here. Where'd I put my triangle? So I'm going to make it a bit smaller and a hell of a lot narrower. This is to take the chunks out that we need on the tabs, but these wider ones, we need to keep them straight because they are, although they're the bottom of the box, we want them to be straight. So let's just change that to 90 degrees. And that one will be going there. Then we're going to duplicate because we're going to need another one there. And then we'll duplicate once more, but this one we're going to flip because it's going in the other direction, and we want it there. Now I'm just going to go in a little bit closer so you can see. What you need to do, first of all, just make sure they are all actually running on the score line. Like that. And then if you grab them all, make sure that they are all aligned through the middle, and then you use the blue line to make sure that that's on the score line going across, like that. So now they are all in the right place. And then we are going to again hold shift and grab the main box and subtract. That didn't work. That needs to be sent to the back. Make sure it's sent to the back. Okay, so what happened was when I took this out, that brought this to the front, and the original triangle that was already on here was sent backwards. So we need to make sure this is sent again to the back. Again, hold shift, click the box, now subtract, and it will do it. There we go. So now we've got our tabs, as you can see. Display, zoom to max size, and there, as you can see, is the box as it is. It's that simple. And this is just a normal rectangle, and I've sized it so that it is 2.5 wide, or 2.5, and 4.25 lengthwise. Just taking 1/4 inch off each box that's already there. That's if you want one. You don't necessarily have to. Like I said, they look fine without. I have tried it. Now to do the tag, if you want it, again, you don't necessarily have to, but if you do want to do a tag, it is literally 2 shapes. It is this one here. I'll bring it over here. Let's do a square because the rectangle came out quite big. So the width is 394 and the height is 315. That's going to stay like that because we need to turn this to 270 degrees, and you notice the height and width don't change, it still stays the same. So what was the height is now the width, and what was the width is now the height, 315. So if we change that to 315 as well, they should be the same width. There we go. And then all we're going to do is make sure that they align through the middle and weld, and there you have the tag. If you want it a bit longer, you can just stretch the square up a little bit, but that's what the tag is anyway, and then just fit it to size. So there we go, and the words were already on there. I think that's everything. I've got to be honest, I've got a few little Halloween elements that I can stick on there. I'm actually going to use stamps that I got from Indigo Blue because I adore them, but you can use anything you want. I'm sure you've got plenty somewhere that you could be using. So once you've cut that out, I will see you over at the craft table. So I'm over at the craft desk. As you can see, I've got my papers. Now, one thing I want to mention, you see the white line where it didn't fully go all the way across the paper. My print line does a border, and I don't know how to change this printer to borderless. So what I done, I flipped the pattern so that the small edge was on the outside where the white line will come. And I do get a white line along the bottom of the second print on the A4. So that's the bag I made with the first print, no white line. But I think I've done it on... That's all that shows, is that tiny little bit of white line. And then obviously this isn't going to show because it's going to be totally covered once you glue it down. So yeah, I just wanted you to be aware of that. So it's I flipped it so that I didn't get the white line on one of these. Okay, so I've left two to glue just so that I could show you the difference. This one I love, and I got it from a Tattered Lace digital subscription. It was one of the papers on there, but I loved it, and I think it makes a beautiful bag on its own. On this one, I've stuck a little white ghost on and nothing else. I don't think they need much. I had so many different papers. I love this. I can't remember where I got it from. I've had it for years. These two are from Design Bundles, I think. That one I just put a nice little message on, label. And this one, I had these dies from Sizzix and a stamp from Indigo Blue. I really wanted to use my stamps. I got some beautiful Indigo Blue stamps. Let me show you the one I used. So I used this one. It's old, but that's the one I used. You can see they've got some gorgeous ones there, but I really wanted to use the set that came out last year. And just to show you that you can, I don't know what I've done with the stamp, I made a bigger bag and I put the stamp on there. Just so that I could show you, you can do a bigger bag. Now this took 2 A4 sheets. The paper again was from Design Bundles, but I love it. I think this makes a really lovely bag. But you don't want to be doing loads of bags that size. 2 A4 sheets that took, but I really just wanted to have a play with these, and they don't fit on the little bags. You only want little bags for the kiddies, don't you? I get loads. I get so many kids knocking on Halloween, probably because we decorate a bit much. No harm in that. So first of all, always burnish your folds. So what I'm going to do this year, instead of buying all the expensive sweets that shoot up in price for Halloween, I'm just going to buy normal sweets and divide them up on the little bags because it's so expensive. Right. So once you've burnished all your folds, you just want some glue along this end. Make sure to get right up to the fold part. You want glue as close to this edge as you can get. And then just, if you fold at the second fold, make sure it's straight on. And then what I do is burnish it down again, just so that it glues nice and flat. And then when you come this way, so the end, the bit where you got this line, you want that at the back, so there's nice neat folds at the front. So you know this is the front, which makes this the front. I don't think I folded these, did I? First of all, put glue on here, and again make sure you go as far up to the edge as you can, the folded edge, and then you want glue on this bit as well, the front panel, because what you want, if I show you, when you fold it down, you want the front to be a fold, not this messy edge here. And then you can just go inside and stick it all together. Now it depends what papers you use, but just like that, I mean, that's a bag on its own, isn't it, without anything added to it. Pinch together nicely the top bits. Now for closing them, I haven't done them yet because I haven't been out to get the sweets. First of all, I was going to do a staple, but now you can't really do that for kids. So all I'm going to do is a bit of double-sided tape and stick it together, or I'll make some round labels and stick it over the top. I think that might be a better idea. And then all I've got, I think I'll do, I really like the little labels that I've done. Potions and poisons, it says. Just make sure I've got the front. I had another one that said magic and mischief, but it was a little bit big, so it doesn't fit so nicely. So, again, just literally score where you can. Glue along this end. Second score in, you fold over, and you're literally just folding in half. Just make sure you've done it correctly. I burnish it afterwards just to make sure it's stuck down nicely. And then you want this one to be the back. That makes this fold the front. Again, make sure you go near the fold. That's the most important one, that it stays together there. And then the front panel. Make sure they're straight. And then just burnish it down with a scoring tool like that. And then just pinch together at the top. You don't need to at the bottom. Okay, and then for this one, I've got the ghost again. This is also it's a Sizzix set I got that was Halloween based. Also had the stamps for the potions and so I've done a few different ones. This one has got a few bats on. I had a little stamp that said Happy Halloween. I'm not sure how well that works though. I've got this paper and that says Hey Boo. That one is just a witch's cauldron, which is from the same Sizzix set. The bats were from somewhere else. The ghost and the witch's hat and these little bats were from the same set. And the ghost, yeah, all of them. But that's just some ideas that you can do. I do love this paper. I wish I'd use some of this paper for the little ones as well. But I've got a lot more to make. But I'm just going to get normal packs of sweets, you know, Chewits and everything, and maybe some eyeball chocolates and things like that, and just separate them into the bags, and then they can just pick a bag. But that's an idea anyway. It's just an easy way to do trick or treat. I would say cheaper, but I mean, this is only print paper. I've just used 140 GSM and just used it as the paper, and that is what I've got. 4 sheets of paper, because you get 2 a sheet. So 4 sheets of paper, and then the little bits I use scraps for them, and then their stamps. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that, and happy Halloween. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.